So here's a guy who's about to make the biggest mistake in communist history, and he has no idea. His name is Gunter Schabowski. He's 60 years old, a career communist that has been in East German Politburo since 1984. And right now, he's holding a piece of paper he has never seen before. I want to show you how one man's confusion changed the world. Picture this. You're at work, your boss hands you some notes 5 minutes before the biggest presentation in your career, and you have to wing it in front of every journalist in the country. Except winging it here doesn't just cost you your job, it topples the iron curtain. But let me back up a little bit, because for you to understand how we got to this moment, I need to tell you about a wall and the families it tore apart. August 13, 1961. East German guards string barbed wire across city streets while families sleep. By morning, Berlin isn't just divided, it's been ripped in half. Look at this render. See that woman crying at the wire? That's Ida Scheichmann. She's 58 years old and she has just realized that she can't get home to West Berlin. So, you know what she does? 3 days later, she jumps from a third floor apartment window, trying to reach the western side. She doesn't make it. Ida Scheichmann becomes the first person to die trying to cross the Berlin Wall. And here's what gets me about this whole thing. The East German government called it anti-fascist protection rampart. Who is the fascist here? You tell me. They built a wall to keep their own people in and called in protection. For 28 years, this wall splits families, friends, lovers. 28 years of people who can literally see their relatives across the street but can't touch them. But by 1989, something's changing. The Soviet Union is cracking, and I want to show you exactly how it all started to fall apart. Hungarian soldiers are cutting down through 240 kilometers of electrified fence. Just cutting it down, and suddenly the East Germans have a way out. Thousands of East Germans are flowing through Hungary, abandoning their cars, their homes, everything, just to get to the West. It's like someone has opened a pressure valve that has been building for over 3 decades. There's panic in East German government. People are leaving faster than they can stop them. And here's where it gets crazier. Instead of opening the border directly, they decide to make new travel routes. Complex, bureaucratic, and confusing travel rules. This is the actual regulation they wrote. It's 4 pages of legal jargon about permissions and stamps and writing periods, and it's supposed to somehow solve the refugee crisis. They hand the document to Gunter Schabowski on November 9, 30 minutes before the press conference starts. He has never seen it before, he hasn't read it, he hasn't discussed it with anyone, and he is about to present it to the entire world. Schabowski has been talking for an hour about boring political stuff. The journalists are getting restless, and then an Italian reporter named Riccardo raises his hand. When does this new travel regulation take effect? And Schabowski, this guy who has been improvising for an hour, looks down at his papers, he shuffles through them, he is clearly confused. As far as I know, effective immediately, without delay. Wait, stop. Let me explain what just happened out here. The actual travel regulation said that the East Germans could apply for travel permits through proper channels, proper bureaucratic ways, where it will take a bunch of time to do the background checks and a bunch more stuff. It was meant to be a slow pressure release rather than opening of a floodgate. But Shavatsky just told every East German watching TV that they can cross the border right now. And here's the thing about live television, you can't take it back. 7:30 p.m. East Berliners start gathering at border crossings. Harald Jäger has been a border guard at Checkpoint Charlie for 28 years. He has processed thousands of crossings, followed every protocol, and suddenly hundreds of people are showing up demanding to cross the border because Shabaski said we could. Jaeger calls his superiors. No answer. Calls again. Still nothing. The crowd's growing. By 10:30, there are 20,000 East Germans pressing against the barriers at Checkpoint Charlie alone. So you're Jaeger, you got 20,000 angry people who think they have the right to cross. Your government won't return your calls. Your instructions state that there should be no unauthorized crossings. But what if they rush you? What if somebody gets killed? 11:30. Harald Jäger makes a decision that changes history. He walks to the barrier, he looks at the crowd, and gives the order. Open the gates. What happens next is pure joy. Look at these faces. These are people seeing their relatives they haven't touched in decades. East Berliners getting their first taste of Coca-Cola. West Berliners sharing champagne with strangers. And then someone brings hammers. They start attacking the wall itself, piece by piece, chunk by chunk. 28 years of separation, and they are tearing it down with hand tools. The guards just watch. What are they gonna do? Shoot at people for destroying a wall that's already meaningless? By morning, the Berlin Wall isn't just open, it's being demolished by the very people it was built to contain. Within a year, East and West Germany reunite, the Cold War ends, the Soviet Union falls, all because of a guy that traded notes. Standing in Berlin today, and there's barely any trace of wall left, just a line of bricks in the pavement marking where it used to be. Gunther Schabowski, he spent 4 years in jail for crimes against humanity, not for opening the border, but for helping to maintain it. He died in 2015, still arguing that he never meant to open the wall immediately. Whereas Harald Jäger, he became a celebrity in unified Germany. People called him the man who opened the wall. And here's what gets me out this whole thing. The biggest moments in history are sometimes one of the smallest mistakes. In this case, a guy didn't read his notes. That's how the Cold War ended. That's how the Iron Curtain fell. But see you next time. This is about the end of the video.